I think since we've gotten Braun back, we haven't been as organized offensively. Too many random possessions, so that's on me. So it's those three.
JJ Redick didn't hide his frustration. He expressed it openly multiple times, and everyone knew exactly who it was directed at. The Lakers' offense looked messy, confused, and out of sync, and Redick wasn't blaming missed shots or bad luck. This was about structure, control, and who was truly running the team. LeBron James did not take those comments lightly, and behind closed doors, the tension quietly shifted the entire mood of the locker room. The situation boiled over on Christmas Day 2025 when the Lakers were embarrassed by the Houston Rockets, losing 119-96. By the third quarter, Houston was sharp, fast, and cohesive, while the Lakers looked like five strangers arguing over rotations and spacing. The timing made it worse, coming right after LeBron's return from injury, a detail that mattered more than anyone wanted to admit. At the post-game press conference, Redick's tone was calm yet pointed, measured yet loaded, and he made it clear that the frustration didn't start that night. He had been calling out offensive disorganization since LeBron returned on December 27, 2025, after the ugly 124-111 loss to the Clippers. He even publicly took some responsibility, acknowledging the staff wasn't doing enough, but he didn't sugarcoat the problem. The offense had lost clarity. On January 8, 2026, even after a win against the Pelicans, Redick continued addressing spacing issues, missed reads, and chaotic execution, emphasizing that elite creators like Luka and LeBron can only do so much when everyone else is guessing instead of reacting. By January 13, 2026, after a blowout win against the Hawks, he remained unsatisfied, pointing out 12 avoidable turnovers in the first half alone and stressing that these issues arise when the team stops valuing the fundamental details of basketball.
I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I do a lot of joysticking over there on the sideline. Yesterday I said, hey, let's run away toss and bring it up the left side. I want so-and-so in it after a dead ball. It was like I'm calling on the fly. And we bring it up that side, and the person I want in the away toss isn't over there. It's just like, that's happening so consistently right now. I chalk it up to the holidays.
When LeBron returned, everything shifted dramatically. The Lakers' defensive rating jumped from 108 to 117.8 in just 6 games, and the team went 2-4, losing to squads they had handled weeks earlier. The plus-minus numbers told a brutal story. Over 13 games, LeBron posted minus 4.5, while Luka sat at plus 2.6 and Reeves at plus 2.9. When all three shared the floor, the Lakers were outscored by 10 points in just 132 minutes. On one night, LeBron scored 18 points but finished at minus 33, while another teammate didn't score at all and still ended at minus 29. The so-called king was hurting the team more than someone who didn't even touch the ball. For those watching closely, the pattern felt familiar. A talented roster, a working system, and then accountability vanishing the moment LeBron stepped back on the floor. The front office remained silent, mistakes were ignored, and patterns repeated. JJ Redick finally spoke the truth publicly. LeBron was arguing with referees instead of sprinting back on defense, leaving possessions to collapse and teammates scrambling to cover gaps. Missed rotations, slow reactions, and long stretches of inaction matched the negative numbers perfectly. The efficient basketball that had been functioning without him dissolved almost overnight. Reads were late, spacing vanished, and the rhythm disappeared the moment LeBron took control of the ball again. Role players who had thrived suddenly looked unsure, and games that should have been easy wins flipped into frustrating losses. Redick, unlike most coaches in LeBron's orbit, told the truth out loud. That Christmas Day loss cracked something open. Sources reported a heated confrontation between Redick and LeBron in the locker room afterward, and DeAndre Ayton's reaction spoke volumes. When asked about Redick warning that practices and meetings would be uncomfortable, Ayton laughed, not nervously, not awkwardly, but dismissively. The head coach had publicly called out professionalism after a national embarrassment, and the response was a shrug and a joke. That's not confidence, it's fear culture. Ayton had admitted earlier in the season that not everyone feels comfortable correcting LeBron in real time, and now it was clear why. Everyone knew who the criticism was aimed at, and no one wanted to confront it.
ATOs last night, 8 of which we didn't run correctly. We tried to run 2 of them again, still didn't run them correctly. One we tried to run a third time, didn't run that correctly. So just a lot of...
JJ Redick didn't whisper his frustration. He said it out loud multiple times, and everyone knew exactly who it was aimed at. The Lakers' offense looked messy, confused, and out of sync, and Redick wasn't blaming missed shots or bad luck. This was about structure, control, and who was really running the show. LeBron James did not take those comments lightly, and behind closed doors, the tension quietly flipped the entire mood of the locker room. This wasn't just coach talk, it was top-level tension that changed how the teams saw each other every night. It all blew up on Christmas Day 2025, when the Lakers were embarrassed by the Houston Rockets, losing 119-96. Houston played fast and connected, while the Lakers looked like strangers arguing about rotations and spacing. The timing made it worse, as LeBron had just returned from injury. After the final buzzer, Redick's post-game press conference was calm yet sharp, measured yet loaded, and his words made it clear the frustration had been building since LeBron's return on December 27th, following a loss to the Clippers. Redick acknowledged responsibility but didn't sugarcoat the issue. The offense had lost clarity. Even after wins, like against the Pelicans and the Hawks, Redick continued calling out spacing problems, missed reads, and chaotic execution. He noted that elite creators like Luka and LeBron couldn't carry a system that collapsed when role players were guessing instead of reacting, and turnovers persisted because the team stopped valuing the details of basketball. When LeBron returned, the defensive rating jumped from 108 to 117 in 8 games, and the Lakers went 2-4, losing to teams they had handled weeks earlier. Plus-minus numbers were brutal. LeBron posted minus 4.5 over 13 games, while Luka and Reeves were plus 2.6 and 2.9. When all three shared the floor...
Games of evidence did that expectation expand or change in any way with what he's going to have to fit in and integrate with?
No, it didn't. Our conversations this summer were really healthy and positive, and we learned a lot about what he wants out of his 23rd season in the NBA. And I think one of the big takeaways from our conversations was just continuing to find ways.
When healthy, Luka has the Lakers looking like real championship contenders, not pretend ones, not hype-driven ones, but a genuine team that functions. Spacing clicks, defense holds, and young players can grow because they're allowed to make mistakes, learn, and adjust instead of freezing under the pressure of a star who demands the ball at all times. The Lakers built something real around Luka, and every game where that structure is undermined by LeBron slipping back into old habits feels like an instant opportunity wasted. This roster has true title potential, and everyone in the league knows it. Yet while LeBron may no longer help the team improve on the floor, he has perfected perception. Movies, commercials, social media clips, charity headlines, and carefully framed narratives. LeBron isn't just a player, he's a walking brand, and the NBA has become his stage. The more the public consumes that version of him, the less they notice how his presence disrupts team flow and accountability. Compare that to Luka, who arrived in Los Angeles without entourage drama, cameras tracking warm-ups, or meme factories spinning every possession. Luka doesn't need manufactured hype, he earns everything on the court. His stats, efficiency, and defensive impact tell the story, and fans noticed immediately. He became the new face of LA basketball organically. Meanwhile, LeBron's media cycle feeds itself with endless debates. Should trades revolve around him? Should the offense bend to him? Should the team slow down to match him? Those conversations exist because perception drives decisions more than performance. The result is basketball choices influenced by image instead of impact. It's not just awkward, it actively reshapes LeBron's legacy in real time.
Once untouchable, he now drags his team down by refusing to adapt or step aside. Look at past legends. Accountability was mandatory, mistakes were corrected instantly, effort was maxed out, and comfort zones didn't exist. The team always came first. That is exactly why Luka and Redick represent the Lakers' real path forward. Luka leads by example, young, coachable, relentless, and focused on winning the right way. Redick is the coach who finally calls everyone out and demands the standards that disappeared years ago. Together, they hit the reset button. The Lakers now have one real chance to chase a title with structure, effort, and discipline intact, not leaning on nostalgia or babysitting a superstar clinging to past glory. The choice is clear. Either keep protecting LeBron and watch the roster collapse, or pivot fully and put Luka at the center. Demand accountability, movement, and effort. The protection LeBron receives from the media is omnipresent. Highlight reels hide defensive lapses. Commentators reframe ball dominance as taking over instead of freezing teammates out. Algorithms push brand content while criticism gets buried. This isn't a conspiracy, it's business. LeBron represents billions in advertising, partnerships, and merchandise. Networks need access, reporters risk losing sources, and analysts face fan backlash. The incentive structure shields him at every level. That's why Redick's press conference felt explosive, because for a brief moment, the truth about LeBron slipped past the filter, and the public finally saw what insiders have known for years.